Hello everybody, in this video I want to show you how to set up a node project with TypeScript. In this case I want to use also a configuration file of TypeScript because it will enable us many options. Okay, so first I want to create a package.json, so npm init -y. Okay, we have package.json. And now we need to install TypeScript, and we're going to install it in development mode. So npm install -d TypeScript. Now let's create TypeScript file index.TypeScript, and if we want to compile the TypeScript file, we need to do tsc index.ts, and you see that we have here index.js. So this is what we can run. Okay, we will run index.js. Okay, so this I have done on my previous video, but in many cases you want to see that maybe you have error during your coding. So there is something that is called watch mode. Okay, so I can do something like this, tsc watch. Okay, and this is going to start compile while I am coding. So I can do, for example, let number equal 11. Okay, the problem is that I have rating it here, so I will remove it to here, and you see that now it is changing, and it says that number okay, I need to remove this. Now it is okay. Okay, so this is the watch mode. It can help you very much. And you can also do something even better, -watch. Okay, so I can change it here, and you see that it is changing. And if I want to run it, maybe I will do log num and let's open another terminal and let's run node index.js. Okay, so you see that it is working, and this is very easy. I don't need to invoke tsc all the time. Okay, but I still have one file, and what happens if I want to add another file? Suppose I want to add utils.ts, and here console log something. Okay, this is okay. What I'm going to do now, I have invoked tsc, the compiler, on index.ts, and what about this? Okay, so what I can do, I need to add tsconfig file. Okay, so I will close this, and to create a tsconfig file I need to do tsc -init. Okay, so we have here the tsconfig file. It is very long, and there are a few options that are not commented. Most of the options are commented and some of it are not commented, and now we will need to change some of these options. Even at this stage, you can do the following. tsc, let's remove this. Okay, before I had only index, compiling only index.ts. I was not able to compile also this. But if I'm doing tsc, this is going to compile all the TypeScript file. Okay, so now I'm expected to see index.js and and utils.js. Okay, so you see that I have it here. However, in many cases, it is not convenient to put this JS file and the TS file on the same directory. So what I can do, I can change this, uncomment this, and put here in general the output of all the JS file is common to be stored in dist or maybe in build. Okay, so now if I remove it, okay, now if I remove it, I'm expecting compilation to put the JS file on dist directory. Okay, so you see it here, and here. So this is one change that I want to do. And another change that I want to do, I want to put, it is common to put your source file in an src file, in an src directory. So I want to put my TypeScript files inside here. So let's take this and this, move it here. Okay, so this is before, this is now. Let's remove it and let's see what will happen. So I'm still getting this directory, but the problem is that when the compiler is compiling, he is going over also over this file, and he check if it's TypeScript file, and he's doing some extra work that is not needed. What I want him to do is I want him, and maybe he's also looking on this here, I don't know, but he is looking also here because he's looking and to see each file if it is TypeScript file. So what I want him to do, I want him to tell him where the src, where I'm storing my TypeScript file. So how do I do it? I can go into the tsconfig and uncomment this. And put here src. Okay, so now he will not look on any other directory, only on src. Okay, so if I remove it, I can do following. Okay, so we have changed out dir, uncomment, and root dir. One more thing that I want to change is this is here, the target. It's ES5. So what does it mean? When you know that JavaScript has a lot of version, ES5, ES6, ES7, and sometimes it is called according to the years. So you can see it here. You have ES5 and ES6 is ES 2015 and so on. And here, what you see here is that it is configured by default to ES5, meaning that he's taking the TypeScript file and converting it to a JavaScript file whose JavaScript is ES5. But this is not very good for me because there may be feature in ES6 and ES7 and ES9. So maybe he will be able to convert it to ES5, but I do not want to make it hard for it. So I'm going to take this and change the target to ES 2020. So in this case, every TypeScript files will be converted to a JavaScript file according to this JavaScript version. So this is the third change. Another change that I want to make, I want to be able to work with debugging. Okay, so when I'm changing this to true, it means that it generates a map file. So to get to be able to debug source map, I'm uncommenting this option. And now let's see how we can use utils from index. Okay, so suppose I want to put here function add. Suppose I want to add two numbers, num1 and num2, and I want to return the sum. Let's call it maybe sum. And return num1 and num2. Let's invoke the tsc minus. Okay, we see we have two errors. Okay, what are the errors? Parameter number implicitly has an any type, but this is not what I want. I want this to be number. So I put here number. So you see now I have only one error. And here also number. Okay, but I want this function to return a number, so I will tell that the return type is a number. And suppose I want to call this function from index.ts. Okay, so it is not going to work, but I want to show you the problem. Okay, I'm going to use this sum. Okay, so let's do log sum 1 and 2. Okay, so he did not give me compilation error, but when I've tried to run it, he said that it's not defined, and it's not defined for two reasons. So the first reason is that I'm not exporting it. So let's export it. This is problem number one. But the problem number two, he said that he cannot find name sum. And what is really nice about TypeScript, and this is really great, and will help you so much when you use TypeScript, is that you have quick fix. Okay, I know that it is defined here and I need to do the import, but I don't need to do it because I can use the quick fix, add import, and this is it. Now you will see, let's see what is going on here. Okay, so it is watching, and now I need to, and now it is working. What I want to do now is I want to create, I don't want every time to write this, so I want to create a script. Okay, so I'm going to do here start, and I'm going to invoke node dist/index.js. Okay, let's see if it is working. So npm start. Okay, you see that it is working. I can see hello TypeScript. I can see the num. And I can see the sum. But when you are working with Node, you want to be able to, I don't want every time that I make a change, suppose I want to change it to 11. So I need to run it again. So you probably know a NodeMon. So I have NodeMon installed globally. So you either need to install it globally or you need to install it here, because what I want to do, I want to add another script. You can call it anything you like. I'm calling it dev and node mon. Okay, so let's see what we have. We have here this watch that is compiling all the time. And now what I will do npm run dev, and I don't need to put this. Let's try again. Okay, so this is, now I can really work. Why? Because on one side I have the NodeMon, and on the other side I have the watch. So I don't need to compile all the time. I don't need to rerun all the time. Okay, suppose I have here, I'm changing it to 22. It's going to compile it. So this is compiling, and this is running. So now I get 22. And if I'm changing it to 22 here, the watch changes and compile, and NodeMon rerun. So currently I have a very good setup. What you can do is either clone this or add the readme file that I will prepare and go over the instruction there. Thank you.